Entrepreneurship has been glamorized. Entrepreneurship requires you to be willing to sacrifice a lot. So let's talk business. How exactly do you get started? After being in a physical shop, selling and doing everything as a salon owner, I have a lot to share as my first month as a business person. So let's get right to it. I have been running my salon for 2 months right now, and I think I have a lot to share, especially being that this is one of the businesses that, number one, I have been able to have a physical place. Like literally, I have never had a business with a physical place. I have done a lot of businesses, but I have never had a physical shop. Secondly is having people to work with. Yeah, I have people who help me, and that is something I have never done again, because most of the time, most of the businesses I have done have been solo, like only me. So I've never had a physical place, so I never had to pay any bills, and this is why I have a lot to share. This is what so many people do not understand about businesses is entrepreneurship has been glamorized. Like everybody out there is telling people to leave the 9 to 5 and start their own business. And being that that is true, many people get rich through businesses. But the truth be told, if you are not willing, if you don't have the heart, if you are not willing to sacrifice a lot, if you are not willing to put things aside, then I don't think that can be for you. Entrepreneurship requires you to be willing to sacrifice a lot in order for that business to grow where it can give you the millions and the billions. And this is to say, because you see, the months I have been an entrepreneur, I have been able to sacrifice. Like when I say that I have not paid myself, literally I have not paid myself. So placing the right systems when it comes to your finances is very crucial, and I have created a video about finances. But if you are a small business owner, one thing I can say about your finances is you need to be able to track. You need to have a budget tracker to know exactly where your rent is going, the bills, everything you need to pay for your business, and how much you need to pay yourself, how much you need to save back for the business. And all this you can get it on my budget tracker, which I'll leave a link down here on the description. And the people I work with, I pay them, they go. And me, I cannot pay myself. Yes, you make the money, but you don't pay yourself. You actually bring it back into the business. So many people do not understand this. Entrepreneurship is great, but it requires you to sacrifice a lot. So if you are someone who cannot sacrifice, then just stick to your 9 to 5. Because what is hurting you in your 9 to 5? You literally be waking up at 8, go to work, then come back in the evening. At the end of the month, you know that you have a salary to be paid. You can be able to pay your bills confidently. You can be able to eat some, and also you can be able to save depending on how much you're being paid. But in entrepreneurship, things are different. Every month is different. You don't know when this month will be high or this month will be low. So it is just up to you to put in your A game to see if you can be able to make good money for that month. But does it mean it's a bad thing? No. What it just means is that people need to stop, like for someone to be like, I'm leaving my 9 to 5. You need to leave your 9 to 5 knowing that you are venturing into something that you are not sure about in terms of payment for the longest time, even a year plus. So anytime you leave your 9 to 5, don't expect that the next month you'll be paid, especially if you're just starting that business. Unless you have been doing this business on the side while working, so you know the amount of money that it makes you, you know the expenses you need to put aside. So that one can be a bit easy for you to be able to know how much you can to expect. But for someone who is literally starting from zero, that is the bad idea you can be able to do. And I can tell you for a fact, do not leave your 9 to 5 to start a business immediately. That is the biggest mistake you can do. What you need to do is start this business on the side. See the progress. See how it is keeping up. How you can be able to pay the bills and everything and still remain with some money from it. Then you can be able to say, okay, I'll quit my 9 to 5 because I feel like this has been consistent. It has been giving me this amount of money for the last 3-6 months. So I feel like this is consistent, and if I put a bit of effort and a bit of time, it can bring more. But you don't want to quit your job and immediately go into a business. That is why you get so many people feeling frustrated, depressed, and 1 month into the business, it's not what you expected. You shut down, you shut the business, you go back looking for another job. You don't want to be in that position because it's really frustrating. And even getting those jobs again, it can be more frustrating because these days jobs are really not that easy to get. Yeah, it has been a great journey, but it has had its own challenges. That those days I have been waking up and I make no sales. And the first day, the second day, the third day, you will definitely feel it in your bones. You will feel it. Especially when you are looking at the days of the month and you're like, I need to pay the rent, I need to pay these bills, and the money is not adding up. You will reach a point you're like, why did I do this? Was it worth it? So you need to give yourself that. You need to spare yourself from that if you don't have that heart. But it has had its good days, because there are days when you make good amount of money and you're like, wow, so this thing actually pays. That those days when the good thing about it again is you don't feel pressured in terms of someone is bossing you around, someone is telling you to do this, to do this, to do this. No, you are actually doing it, feeling very happy because you're building a legacy, you're building an empire, a business for yourself. And the second thing is you're able to do it in your own time. You're able to do it without feeling pressured, because depending on what business you are, you can be able to give yourself some free time either in the morning or in the evening to be able to just spend time for yourself with your family. So yes, it has its good days, and it has its goodness. But one thing you need to note is that it's not glamorous. Everything that people say about entrepreneurship, it's not glamorous in terms of money will not come immediately. It will take time, it will take patience, it will take sacrifice. But yes, it is worth it. Put yourself out there. For the first 1 month, I have been able to, at least I have been able to do a couple of things in terms of in the business. So being able for the business to be able to pay itself, for the business to be able to pay the bills, and to be able to boost its self back, it's something I can say it's worth it. You can be able to save, you can have a discipline of saving, because the business I mean, you get the money on a daily basis. So this means you're handling money on a daily basis, and you need to have discipline. And when I'm saying about discipline, it's not a matter of you just putting the money aside. It's you being able to place the money in a safe space, knowing that at the end of the month, I'll remove this amount, I'll pay, and this remaining amount can keep adding up and being able to grow from, it can be able to grow with time. So things like money market fund has been a good place for me to save my daily money, so that at least I can have another extra that is from the savings I make out of the money market fund. Yeah, so placing the right systems when it comes to your finances is very crucial, and I've created a video about finances. But if you are a small business owner, one thing I can say about your finances is you need to be able to track. You need to have a budget tracker to know exactly where your rent is going, the bills, everything you need to pay for your business, and how much you need to pay yourself, how much you need to save back for the business. And all this you can get it on my budget tracker, which I'll leave a link down here on the descriptions below. Go and get it, and it will help you, especially if you're someone who's a small business owner and you do not have a lot of knowledge when it comes to accounts, when it comes to bookkeeping. It is really simple, easy, and it's a good annual budget tracker that can help you to analyze your money from January to December and know how you have been coping up with your finances. So make sure to grab yours down here on the descriptions, and don't forget to manage your finances and keep doing that business, because we are here to build each other and encourage each other. So once again, from me to you, it's bye bye. See you on my next video.